Hi, my name is Barry Crampton. Today I'm going to show you around our 5 Series BM, then I'll take you for a ride in it, but first I'll tell you a little bit more about it. It's a 2-litre 520D M Sport automatic, 2014 on a 14 plate, has done 66,847 miles, but will probably have done about 50 at least more by the time I've done this test drive. Fuel economy, urban is 53.3, extra urban 68.9, which is fantastic. Combined is 62.8, 0 to 60 time of 7.9 seconds, top speed of 145 miles per hour, out of a 4-cylinder, 187 brake horsepower, 16 valve engine. It has the 5 twin-spoke alloy wheels, front and rear parking sensors, rear privacy glass, twin exhaust tip, rear boot spoiler, shark fin aerial. Road tax 6 months is £71.50 and 12 months is £130. So Bmw Key, it's keyless go, so as long as you've got the key on your person. It's now down the side of the seat. Oh, got it. Yeah, that's the disadvantage of it not being in the dashboard. You've got to find somewhere to put it. So people always say to me, you know, why don't you just put the key in your pocket? The only thing with that is that when I'm sat in the office, John walked past the Range Rover the other day, and the doors were opening and closing all the time, and the tailgate going up, and the key was in my pocket. So I try not to do that. Anyway, that's the key. That's the key there. Foot on the brake. Start stop button, and then you've got the, there you go, you've got the auto stop start knocked off. It's a horrid day today, or it's horrid weather in a beautiful place, so as I say, hopefully this the weather, according to the weather forecast, this rain's going to stop in 45 minutes. So you may notice a few problems with the continuity, but we'll try and get around it. So, car's in lovely condition. Got to smile because I was feeling hard done by trying to photograph outside, which was impossible. The rain is coming, it's blowing from that way. It's coming down sideways, so my camera lens was getting wet through, and it wouldn't focus. Even my iPhone, which is waterproof, I couldn't take any photos with the outside. But these 3 cars pulled up, and they've gone walking up there. Now look. So it doesn't look like a fantastic day to go walking, and every credit to them. Like they say, there's no inclement weather, it is just the wrong gear. If you've got the right stuff, you're fine. It's pretty awful. We've got the headlights on. On the way up here, it was showing, I think 90. Let's just knock that over. Oh, that's in the dashboard, your information display. When I got in the car, it was showing 92 miles of fuel left before I need to fill up. I went to the fuel station, and unfortunately they're doing some work at the fuel station, and believe it or not, it's the only fuel station between there and here, coming up the motorway, if you discount Charnock Richard, and not Charnock Richard, the Fulton service station, and it looks like they're shut, so I didn't bother stopping. But I think it's the only time I've purposely switched into Eco, and the Eco switch is here. You can change it. There you go. There's Sport. Revs go up as soon as I click it in Sport. The throttle's more responsive. Comfort. Revs go down. changes gear as soon as it possibly can to give you more miles per gallon. An Eco Pro does even more. And there's a little blue, there's a segment there, it's telling you how many miles per gallon you're getting, and on the dash, or in the dash, in the speedo, there's a little display that tells you how much fuel you've clawed back that you're not really entitled to get. Anyway, because this round trip is 70 miles, and then the car's probably ticking over for an hour or two, it was just cutting it a bit fine. So the first time ever, I think, I've put a vehicle in Eco Pro when I'm using it myself, and it does make you want to drive better and smoother, and you know, in some cases even cut the corners a little bit, I suppose. I'd rather have an Eco Pro diesel than an electric car. So I suppose, as much as I don't like the Eco Pro setting, and I do think it wrings the last bit of enjoyment out of cars, I'd rather have an Eco Pro on a diesel or a petrol than be consigned to drive an electric car for the rest of my life. And it's not about I'm not green. I do what I can, but there's just something that's not right about an electric car when you're driving it. It's horrible. There's so many things that have to happen for a diesel or a petrol car to propel you forward, and then you've got the electric motor with a few magnets, some wires, and that's it. Here we go, certain death corner. When I was coming up here, the further up it's even mistier or foggier than it is now, and there's a long straight road. I've probably only seen 3 cars on this road this morning, or apart from those that parked up there, and I met another car which was going way too fast on the other side of the road, coming this way round the corner, and there was a cyclist over there. I don't know what the chances of that happening are, the length of the road and the amount of cars that come up. For 3 of us to meet at exactly the same place, one car going way too fast and had to swerve onto my side. Fortunately, I wasn't going fast, and I could just stop. Otherwise, the cyclist would have got wasted, or I'd have had a head-on. So I always take it easy up here. The BMW stopped on a 6pence. It's BMWs aren't my favourite cars, but it's nice enough. So that's the Comfort Sport Eco Pro button. I've criticised this button here before. That's the traction control. When I got in the car, there's 2 cup holders there. I tried to put my travel mug in there and it wouldn't go in. And then when I set off, I noticed that the traction control was knocked off. And I have said this before, that if you're a BMW driver, you're more likely to get killed if you like coffee than if you're stupid, because somehow again I'd knocked the traction control off. And I always get a load of grief about this, because people say, oh, you can't knock the traction control off and there's a big light on the dash and so on. But I have managed to do it a few times. So I didn't even walk around the car before to look what equipment it's got on the outside, because it was raining that hard. So hopefully I'll be able to tell you what it's got as if it stops raining in a walk round. Over here good idea, the Idrive. I like the Idrive. I prefer separate switches for everything rather than one big control, but there you go. If you click that one, telephone, if you click there, that's the media. It has Bluetooth hands-free. The center there, that tells you CD, well you can switch between all the controls. CD, multimedia, radio, telephone, navigation, contacts, connected drive, vehicle information and settings. So if I go into vehicle information there and then scroll down to vehicle status, here we go, service requirements, that's showing you the tyres, the tyre pressures, down to service required, and that's telling you everything. Front brake pads okay, brake fluid okay, engine oil. Now this has been serviced by a independent garage. The independent garage, obviously, look at that strap blowing about, that's got a big buckle on it as well, go through somebody's windscreen. Independent garages, in order to enter the stuff onto the digital history and so on, and know what they're doing and have the proper equipment to do it, A, it costs a fortune, and B, to register it on the digital service history, they have to be VAT registered. So if they're not VAT registered, they can't do it. And that's a big drawback with digital service history and also this system on the BM here. So I think it's not long had a service, but drives superb. We've got cruise control here, it's one touch cruise control, click that. Cruise control red, sorry, it's not one touch. Click that to set it, to switch it on, and then you use this rocker switch to set the speed. Knocking it up has set it. We're at 29 mile an hour there. If I knock it up a little bit, if I just knock that, it's knocked it up to 30. And if I want to go slower, I just knock that rocker switch down. On the dash, oh sorry, you've got voice activation there. You've got your volume control for your radio, auxiliary active, steering wheel, controls inactive. Got electric windows, electric door mirrors. Just check they both work. Yeah, that's working. That one's working. All sorted. You've got there, that's the back button, option, switch off control display. And then you've got nav there. So that's where we are at the moment. We've got heated seats, 3-position heated seats on a switch, which I like to see. And then your climate control here. Got electric seats, electric height adjustment, tilt, the backrest here. To move backwards and forwards, it's a toggle here. And you've also got here, if I pull that out, it's never been used, it won't pull out. I'd need 2 hands to do it. But there's a thigh extension here. Where I've took that section of the seat goes forward, and you know, you can have it right at the back of your knees, supporting your legs. So nice and comfortable. Here, got a little front, well, we've got the front central armrest, and inside there's a bit of space here, rubber lined, so your phone doesn't slide about. And then you've got an auxiliary in, and also USB power socket. The steering wheel's height and reach adjustable from that lever there. We've got this checker plate, or these checker plate insets to the dash, the center console, the door cards. A really nice 3-spoke steering wheel. Nice big boot. Plenty of room for luggage. concentrate a bit going around here. I think my camera bracket is rattling over there. But they are very, very economical. 68 miles. I mean, I know those figures. You never get them. It's impossible to get them. But under, you know, if you take all the seats out and the door mirrors off and tape all the gaps up like they do when they're testing it, and you know, it's not really fair. But I don't make the rules. You'd get 68 miles per gallon under ideal conditions, but you will get 50 miles per gallon, and to be fair, out of a car this size, 50 miles per gallon is extremely good. I used to work for BMW many years ago, 1992. I thought I was God's gift to salesmen, and the garage that I went to, I saw an advert for the job in the paper. I was working at a VW garage, and I really liked working at this VW garage. It was a good crowd, and but I saw this job, and when I was a kid delivering papers, especially my Sunday paper round, the garage always used to advertise in the Sunday Times, a place called Ian Anthony, BMW at Bolton. And when I went for the interview, bearing in mind I'd been at a ratty old Vauxhall dealership first, it was very cold, there used to be a gale force wind coming through the glass windows at the front, the big slides. And then this place called Chorley Autos I went to, and you know, that wasn't much better. And then I went for an interview to the BMW garage, and there was an 840 in the showroom, a new 840. The boss had a BMW motorbike as well. It was really cool, and they had their own canteen and a lift to the offices upstairs. Honestly, I thought I'd landed. And the first day, they gave me the sales manager, a lady, redhead with a fiery temper, gave me, well, she apologised and said, we've only got this. And it was a BMW 325 SE. Wow, what a car. So I have quite fond memories of BMWs. And although the outsides, especially these days, have changed quite a lot, the interior is quite similar to when I jumped in that 325 SE with leather, and I just thought I'd made it. We had a Ian Blenkinsop, fantastic boss, way ahead of his time. I really wish I knew. Well, I think he's in Palm Beach. I wish I knew where he was at, and I've tried several times to contact him to apologise for wasted chances, I suppose. Rain's still gusting. But there's these signs of life. The sun's up there. You never know. We might make it. Might be able to show you the outside, but it'll be filthy, no doubt. It's pretty much as it came in the car. been well looked after. Nice couple at part exchanged it, and it always makes a difference, really. The people that bring the car in, a lot of the time you can tell when it's been looked after. You can tell when you see the people that the car will have been looked after, and the way they talk. Nice people, pleasure to do business with, and hopefully the only reason they swapped this is this COVID thing. Going on holiday, they're buying a caravan until times aren't quite as uncertain, and they needed a big four-wheel drive to tow it. Hence, I'm pretty sure they would have kept this. And again, that's always a good sign. You know, some people, you know, they're swapping it because they've either had trouble with it or they're expecting trouble, and they want to get rid of it and let somebody else have all the grief. Just slow down here because that's overlapping a good bit. Also here, you can knock the gear stick across, change down like so, and up. Lovely car. Lovely car. So I'll finish the test drive there. Hopefully it'll stop raining and I'll be able to do the outside. If I do manage to do it, I've driven here, which was 30 odd miles, and I've been through all the country lanes, so the outside's probably going to be a bit messed up, so make allowances for that. But you can see what it's like inside, and it's pretty much the same outside. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Ta-da.